Hello? Am I dreaming?
Hello, RPG. It's been a while. 9 months to be exact. Where have you been, son?
It
doesn't matter where you've been. It is time for a return. It is time for you to make a video.
Alright, yeah, let's do this. Let's make another video.
Good. Because if you don't, you have 24 hours to live. By the way, do you have to use such clickbait titles?
It all started in 1972 with the Magnavox Odyssey, which began development in 1968 by Ralph Baer under the codename The Brown Box.
This is Odyssey, the new electronic game simulator. You attach Odyssey to your television set in seconds to create a closed-circuit electronic playground.
The controls were very basic, but at the time, having a personal gaming system was revolutionary. There was a total of 28 games that came out for the Magnavox Odyssey. First generation of consoles weren't drowning in options and features, but that's okay. For their time, they didn't have to be. Fast forward 5 years and we find ourselves at Nintendo's Color TV game series release. The Color TV game was a series of 5 home-dedicated consoles. The Color TV game series has the highest sales figures of the first generation of video game consoles. The Color TV Racing 112 game even featured a fully functional steering wheel.
Hold up, RPG. Are you just gonna make a 10-minute boring video giving facts about the evolution of gaming?
Well, yeah, I am. That's kind of the title of the video, man.
That's boring. You need something better. You need something more clickbaity.
You know what, bro? No. I'm tired of your shit. You're done now, man.
Come at me, pussy-ass bitch.
You thought this was gonna be a street fight?
No, please, I'm sorry, don't, please, no.
Yeah, that's right. Talk shit now. Bitch. Anyways, it's time to fast forward to a big year. 1989. Nintendo releases the Game Boy, Sega releases the Genesis, and Atari releases the Lynx. The Nintendo Game Boy is the first handheld console in the Game Boy line and was created by Satoru Okada and Nintendo Research and Development 1. The Game Boy beat its rivals, the Sega Game Gear, Atari's Lynx, and the NEC's Turbo Express, and became a tremendous success. The Sega Genesis is a 16-bit home video game console which was developed and sold by Sega Enterprises. The Genesis was Sega's third console and the successor to the Master System. Sega's first released the consoles as the Mega Drive in Japan in 1988, followed by a North American debut under the Genesis moniker in 1989. The Atari Lynx holds the distinction of being the world's first handheld electronic game with a color LCD. The system is also notable for its forward-looking features, advanced graphics, and ambidextrous layout. Next, to skip a few years, I'll be naming any notable entries. 1990, SNK Neo Geo. 1991, Nintendo Super Nintendo. 1993, the Atari Jaguar. 1994, the Sega Genesis CDX. And next up, 1995, saw the release of the Sony PlayStation. The PlayStation is the first computer entertainment platform to ship 100 million units, which it had reached 9 years and 6 months after its initial launch. In 2000, a redesigned, slim version called the PS1 was released, replacing the original gray console and named appropriately to avoid confusion with its successor, the PlayStation 2. Oh man, it's time for a little break. How have you guys been, man? It's been 10 months. Wait, what?
You thought you could kill me? I'm immortal and now you'll pay the ultimate price.
Wait, chill, man. Let's take a second. What are you doing with that thing?
Ha 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 ha. This is my video now. 1996. Nintendo releases the Game Boy Color. The Game Boy Color, as suggested by the name, features a color screen, but no backlight. While mostly retaining the same hardware as the original Game Boy, the Game Boy Color's primary competitors were the much more advanced Neo Geo Pocket by SNK and the WonderSwan by Bandai. Though the Game Boy Color outsold these by a wide margin, the Game Boy and the Game Boy Color combined have sold 118.69 million units worldwide.
Hey, sorry about that, guys. That's the last you'll be hearing of that guy. I took care of him. The year is now 2000. Y2K is over, and Sony is about to make one of the most revolutionary gaming consoles in history. If you haven't already guessed it, the Sony PlayStation 2. The PlayStation 2 is the best-selling video game console of all time, selling over 155 million units, with 150 million confirmed by Sony in 2011. More than 3,874 game titles have been released for the PS2 since launch, and more than 1.5 billion copies have been sold. Sony later manufactured several smaller, lighter revisions of the console known as slimline models in 2004. People all over the globe were going crazy and trying to get their hands on their very own copy of a Sony PlayStation 2. Even with the release of its successor, the PlayStation 3, the PS2 remained popular well into the 7th generation and continued to be produced until January 4th, 2013, when Sony finally announced that the PlayStation 2 had been discontinued after 13 years of production, one of the longest runs for a video game console. Despite the announcement, new games for the console continued to be produced until the end of 2013. I mean, who could forget the iconic sound of booting up your PS2 as a kid? So what comes after the iconic PS2? Next up, we're in 2001. 3 major consoles get released that very year. Microsoft releases the Xbox, and Nintendo releases the Game Boy Advance and the GameCube. The Xbox, graphically powerful compared to its rivals, featured a standard PC's 733MHz Intel Pentium 3 processor. It was also noted for its PC-like size and weight, and was the first console to feature a built-in hard disk. In November 2002, Microsoft launched Xbox Live, a fee-based online gaming service that enabled subscribers to download new content and connect with other players through a broadband connection. Unlike other online services from Sony and Sega, Xbox Live had support in the original console design through an integrated Ethernet port. Moving on to the Nintendo Game Boy Advance. Nintendo's competitors in the handheld market at the time were the Neo Geo Pocket Color, Wonder Swan, GP32, Tapwave Zodiac, and the N-Gage. Despite the competitors' best efforts, Nintendo maintained a majority market share with the Game Boy Advance. As of June 30th, 2010, the Game Boy Advance series has sold 81.51 million units worldwide. Wait, hold up. What is that? Let me zoom in and check it out. No way, I thought I got rid of you.
I'm going to kill you, RPG, you son of a bitch.
Not this time, little bitch.
Arr.
Alright. I'm now tired of that guy coming back, so it's time to properly move on to our next console, the Nintendo GameCube. The GameCube is the first Nintendo console to use optical discs as its primary storage medium. The discs are similar to the mini DVD format. As a result of their smaller size, and the console's small disc compartment, the system was not designed to play standard DVDs or audio CDs. Contemporary reception of the GameCube was generally positive. The console was praised for its controller, extensive software library, and high-quality games, but was criticized for its exterior design and lack of features. Nintendo sold 21.74 million GameCube units worldwide before it was discontinued in 2007. It's now time to jump forward a few years. 2004 saw the release of the Nintendo DS. 2005 saw the release of the Nintendo Game Boy Micro and the Sony PlayStation Portable, also known as the PSP. But now we were truly getting into primetime consoles with the years 2005 and 2006. November 22nd, 2005, Microsoft drops a bombshell and releases the Xbox 360. However, on November 17th, 2006, Sony comes back strong with the 360's direct competitor, the PlayStation 3. Firstly, starting with the Xbox 360. The Xbox 360 features an online service, Xbox Live, which was expanded from its previous iteration from the original Xbox and received regular updates during the console's lifetime. Available in free and subscription-based varieties, Xbox Live allows users to play games online, download games through Xbox Live Arcade and game demos, purchase and stream music, television programs, and films through the Xbox Music and Xbox Video portals, and access third-party content services through media streaming applications. The Xbox 360 was praised for its next generation of graphics at the time, and critics were stunned. As of June 2014, 84 million Xbox 360 consoles have been sold worldwide, making it the 6th highest selling video game console in history, and the highest selling console made by an American company. Although not the best selling console of its generation, the Xbox 360 was deemed by TechRadar to be the most influential through its emphasis on digital media distribution and multiplayer gaming on Xbox Live. Now moving on to the 360's head-to-head competitor, the PlayStation 3. Some say that these two consoles are what started the console wars. The PS3 was the first console to use Blu-ray disc as a primary storage medium. The console was the first PlayStation to integrate social gaming services, included it being the first to introduce Sony's social gaming service, the PlayStation Network, and its remote connectivity with the PlayStation Portable and the PlayStation Vita, being able to remote control the console from the devices. The system had a slow start in the market, but managed to recover, particularly after the introduction of the Slim model. As of March 2016, PlayStation 3 has sold 85 million units worldwide, putting it about on par with the Xbox 360. So, at the end of the day, whether you're on Team Xbox or Team PlayStation, both consoles innovated and paved the way of the future of gaming. But this new era of gaming was far from over. Just 2 days after the PS3 was released to the public, Nintendo released the Wii. As of the first quarter of 2012, the Wii leads its generation over the PS3 and the Xbox 360 in worldwide sales. With more than 101 million units sold, the Nintendo Wii introduced the Wii Remote Controller, which can be used as a handheld pointing device and which detects movements in 3 dimensions. Another notable feature of the console is the now defunct Wii Connect 24, which enabled it to receive messages and updates over the internet while in standby mode. The Wii succeeded the GameCube, and early models are fully backward compatible with all GameCube games and most accessories. February 22nd, 2012, Sony releases the PS Vita. The original model of the handheld includes a 5-inch OLED multi-capacitive touchscreen, 2 analog joysticks, front and shoulder push-button input, and supports Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and optional 3G. The system's design was created to meld the experience of a big-budget, dedicated video game platform with the then and up-and-coming trend of mobile gaming through smartphones and tablets. However, in the year after the device's successful launch, sales of the hardware and its bigger budget games stalled, and it also threatened to end its lifespan. 1 month after the launch of the PS Vita, Nintendo releases the Wii U in hopes to recreate the extensive success they had with the original Wii. The Wii U is the first Nintendo console to support HD graphics. The system's primary controller is the Wii U gamepad, which features an M touchscreen and combines directional buttons, analog sticks, and action buttons. The Wii U was met with a generally positive reception, praising its gamepad controller, improvements to online functionality over the Wii, backwards compatibility with the existing Wii software and controllers, affordability in comparison to other 8th generation consoles, and non-reliance on a subscription for online functionality, while criticizing the gamepad's battery life and issues with the controller's user interface and functionality, along with a weak lineup of launch titles and a lack of clear goals. The Wii U was met with a slow consumer adoption, with low sales primarily credited to a weak lineup of launch titles. Now moving on to yet another big year for gaming. 2013 saw the release of the Sony PlayStation 4 and the Microsoft Xbox One. The PS4 is a home video game console developed by Sony Computer Entertainment, announced as the successor to PlayStation 3 during a press conference on February 20th, 2013. The console's controller was redesigned and improved over the PlayStation 3, with improved buttons and analog sticks and an integrated touchpad, among other changes. Reception to the PlayStation 4 prior to launch was positive, with critics praising Sony for acknowledging its consumers' needs and embrace of independent game development. As of January 1st, 2017, more than 53 million consoles have been sold worldwide. On September 7, 2016, Sony unveiled 2 hardware revisions of the PlayStation 4, a slim build model and a Pro version with an upgraded GPU and a higher CPU clock rate to support 4K gameplay. Next up, the Xbox One. The Xbox One is a home video game console developed by Microsoft. Announced in May 2013, it is the successor to the Xbox 360 and is the 3rd console in the Xbox family. The console's controller was redesigned over the 360's, with a redesigned body, D-pad, and triggers capable of delivering directional haptic feedback. The Xbox One received mostly positive reception for its refined controller design, multimedia features, and voice navigation. Its quieter and cooler design was praised for making the console more reliable than its predecessor on launch, but the console was generally criticized for running games at a technically lower graphical level than the PS4. A redesigned model known as the Xbox One S was released in August 2016. It has a streamlined design, native support for 4K video playback and upscaling, and HDR10 high dynamic range color. In conclusion, the PS4 and the Xbox One were both tremendous successes, but now it is time for the pinnacle of gaming, PlayStation VR. PlayStation VR is a virtual reality head-mounted display developed by Sony Interactive Entertainment. It was designed to be fully functional with the PlayStation 4 home video game console. The headset has a processor box which enables the social screen video output to the television, as well as process the 3D audio effect, and uses a 3.5mm headphone jack. The headset also has 9 positional LEDs on its surface for the PlayStation camera to track 360-degree head movement.
So all you've got to do is walk in, get the diamond, and walk out again.
Wow guys, so that's pretty much it. You've made it this far. We went from this
Analogic and geography
to this. Every day, gaming companies are looking to innovate the future, so you can bet in another 10 years I'll be making a part 2. Thank you guys so much for watching, and this is RPG Comeback 2017.